And today's the worst day I've seen up to now for the burning season. Usually this region isn't so bad. We lived for a year and a half in Chiang Mai, and through the burning season, which begins around February, it's the combination of the farmers using fire to clear their crop and plant. It enriches the soil. It's a very old system, but just, now there's more farmers and more crops to feed the bigger population and that kind of thing. So it's just gotten worse. If you talk to anyone, like an older person, like over the decades. But with Chiang Mai, because it's the second city, you've got car pollution, like air pollution from vehicles. And then the third thing is, because it's the cool season finishes basically December and January, things start to get warmer, hotter, and natural wildfires occur in the forests. There's lots of forests as well. Wonderful. Unfortunately, in national parks, often the fires are in national parks. Thailand has a lot of national parks. They're wonderful. Unfortunately, they do charge foreigners about 5 times the local price, but that's life. If you want to experience this country, nice rice paddy, very green, which is surprising because it's the dry season and it's very dusty. So I kind of shot myself in the foot over the decades of traveling. I would treat myself to chain smoke cigarettes when I was traveling, and I would stop in Canada when I got back to Canada. I'd travel, say 6 months traveling, 6 months back in Vancouver, finding some job. Had a jewelry business, my ex's, so it was simple for us to find work right immediately. And anyway, the point is, eventually my lungs started to suffer, and so I just stopped permanently. But then maybe a few years later I'd start again. Usually when I travel, I'll start again, start. So during COVID, my New Zealand friend Matt and I had a tradition of going to the big Klong Tui markets, and they had a section, Burmese section, like from Myanmar, and they'd smuggled in the charut. Like, I knew they smuggled it because there was no taxes paid stamp, and they were super cheap. They were about $1 each, like 3 cents, and they were good. But because Matt and I had a tradition of exploring the canals of Bangkok during COVID, and smoking a cheroot or 2 or 3, and having some sato with us. But they're very, like, there is a filter, but it's not a real filter. It's a natural, I can't remember what it is. I honestly can't remember what it is. It's some natural product, like from a plant they use as a filter. So the cheroots are really like, I would inhale. Matt didn't inhale, but I would stupidly inhale to get more of a tobacco rush. And yeah, that did it for me again. I was coughing at night. That was the big thing for me, and that's one of my tips here. It's a health tip for smokers of tobacco, cigarettes. If you cough at night, just please stop. I mean, like, I was getting where, I couldn't have a comfortable sleep because I was coughing at night so much. So finally I stopped, and then one time when I was back after I'd stopped, when I visited Canada, it was a long time. It was 4 years, my longest time ever of not visiting. I'd always visit for a month. needless to say, my mom didn't like that. The doctor I visited, I asked, did I give myself cancer? He did some checks on me and he's like, no, but maybe slight asthma. So I feel it, like I've been feeling it, even though we're in a village where there's no vehicle pollution, really, not that much. But so we're approaching Phong right now. We're in Phong, and that's the main town that we shop at. So I just thought it would be interesting for you guys to see Phong a little bit, just like from the car. You know, part one was a whole year road trip. Part two is going to be less about driving in a car, more just about exploring any way we can. It has a nice median with traditional Lana design. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's bad traffic though, a little bit. I mean, it's just it's a medium-sized town, let's say. There's two of the national supermarkets. There's Lotus and there's Macro. Anyway, my point is the burning season has started and I'm feeling it. It hasn't affected my sleep, but I've noticed, like, even you can probably hear me. I'm like a little bit out of breath just talking. Like, well, okay, I'm a little excited when I make a video. But okay. So one of the reasons we're in Phong, besides me trying to use my bank, and my bank card is totally screwing up, is Rex's mom wants to buy eggs at the wholesaler. This is a place. I was hoping that they'd have some, but they don't. I'll tell you what it is that I think is hilarious. It's really good prices. So it comes out to about 3 baht for 1 egg, about 9 cents. And then she sells it, it's the normal price in the shop, 5 baht for 1 egg, so 15 cents. So it's pretty good profit when you sell lots of eggs. This is a nice little pet shop. But the point is right here on this table, sometimes they have plastic bags of broken, like just the yolk. The yolk and I guess the white also. Because they deal with so many eggs that they do get broken. There's Rexmo. They do get broken sometimes, and then, which I'm cool with as long as if they don't scoop it off the floor. But they can't. They have to sell it by the end of the day because it's been sitting out here. So far, it's in the shade, and look at that terrible sun. We were just behind a rickety sky from the burning season. Well, it's a little blue there, but it's the first time I haven't been able to see the mountains. It's sad. It's happening again. But that's life in Thailand. The government has banned the slash and burn technique, but they still do it because it actually works. It enriches the soil. It truly does. There's a method in their madness. Well, maybe I'll look in the pet shop and buy the dogs a new toy. Okay, just at the toilet, you can see it's a squat toilet. Pardon me, sorry. And I've done a whole video on toilets that is it's one of my most popular videos. It's called Everybody Poops. You should check it out. So I'm just going to the washroom here at Rex's mom's wholesaler, because she has a shop, so she comes to this wholesaler. And I noticed this. I didn't notice this before. It's a banyan tree. I love banyan trees. I've also done a video on banyan trees, but this is a nice little surprise. And it's a young one, you know. All of these vines, oh, look at that. So many of them are so close. Actually, I'm going to try to remember to dedicate myself to follow this, because they go, once they touch the earth, they start to dig in and they become support, basically like poles for the heavier, yeah, I can see that's not a very old tree. So as the tree gets older over decades and decades, sometimes centuries in Asia, they become important to support the branches as the branches grow laterally and not vertically. Like they grow to the side and they need support for the big branches. Yeah, this is like a baby banyan tree. This is pretty cool. You don't see this very often. Like when a banyan tree is impressive, you know, there's lots of attention to it, but this one's just beginning. You got some special insight here, and so did I. I'm really happy. I don't usually see this. I guess you can imagine that from my reaction. All over the place, there's so many that are ready to hit the earth and dig in and start getting bigger and stronger to support these big branches that are going to grow outwards and not upwards. Okay, we finished our little shopping trip for what I would call the first real bad burning day time, and it's unfortunately gonna last about 2 or 3 months. I might get an inhaler again. I did one time when I lived in Chiang Mai because the air pollution is combined with all the things, but I'm feeling it for some reason this time around. So anyways, I hope everybody around Thailand, everything's okay, because northeast is bad. Anywhere there are farmers, like Isan, northeast, lots of farmers, north, lots of farmers, central Thailand, lots of farmers. Of course, Bangkok has horrible air pollution already, but it's surrounded by farmland in the suburbs, in the neighboring provinces. So the only good place to be, here's my pro tip for you visitors: the south. The south has the best air quality during the burning season, and coincidentally it's the high season as well, so you want to go down to the islands anyway. But luckily enough, their air quality is very good during the, trust me on this one, during the burning season. Okay, so please, if you haven't subscribed already, please do it. And if you, comments really help, but please comment on the YouTube channel. It's nice if you comment on the social medias, but it doesn't really help us with our channel. Really, honestly. It's flattering on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter, but it doesn't count for anything as far as YouTube is concerned. And so if you want to support us, please make a comment on YouTube. And like I've said before, just something as simple as nice or an emoji or something, you know, and then I reply, and then the algorithm believes, because it's true, that I have an engaged audience, an interested audience. It's not fake, it's real. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build something organic. I'm not paying for fake subscribers. I'm not paying for fake views. I'm not paying for legitimate advertisements. I'm just trying to do it simple and cheap. Like, that's my personality. Okay, take care.